You know those moments when you're trying to sleep, but your brain decides to ask you random questions out of nowhere? That will for sure keep you awake for the rest of the night. Well, that's exactly what happened with me yesterday. I was trying to sleep, trying to keep it peaceful. I don't want nothing but just sleep. But then my brain was like, oh, loco, is trying to sleep. That's not how it works, buddy. Before you sleep, why don't you answer my question? It's easy, I swear to God. What's the question? So you know Linux, right? Yeah, what about it? What will happen if one day you woke up and there was no Linux? Just like that, huh? What do you mean, huh? We're the same person, basically, because I'm your brain. You should understand what I mean with the question. Answer my stupid question. What the At this point, I had two options. A, force myself to sleep and just forget about it, which I wasn't able to. B, answer the stupid question. Well, I think you already know what was my decision, right? But seriously, what will happen if Linux disappeared, vanished? You woke up in the morning, you turn on your laptop, and instead of boot into Linux, you boot into Windows. What a nightmare! You slap yourself to make sure you're not just dreaming. But no, you're awake. You feel the pain. Not only because of the slap, but because there is no Linux anymore. Holy moly! You get so scared, you start searching in the web to find an answer. What happened to Linux, goddammit? You start typing with your keyboard, www.google.com. Find me an answer. Come on, Google. But wait, doesn't Google use Linux servers? Oh no, Google isn't working. And not only Google, everything else isn't working. Even AI that we thought gonna take over this planet doesn't work anymore. It's just going. Okay, maybe my imagination went a bit too wild, maybe. But if Linux disappeared one day, then this what will happen. Starting with cloud computing and servers. When we say server, we basically say Linux. Linux is the leader when it's about that. And we're talking over 90% of public cloud workloads rely on Linux. Or let me make it even worse by saying that approximately over 1 million companies globally utilize Linux. So if Linux disappeared and wasn't a thing anymore, anything that will rely on a server, it's just not gonna work. And of course, we know that servers are the most important things in the planet right now because that's where everything gets saved. Also, I forgot to mention Wi-Fi. We use Wi-Fi all the time, right? Well, what if I told you that your router uses Linux? A large number of modern Wi-Fi routers, especially consumer-grade ones, rely on Linux as their underlying operating system. So if no Linux, then no Wi-Fi. Yeah, what do you expect? What about social media? Well, say less. No more Instagram, no more TikTok. And if you're one of those famous influencers that has a lot of followers on TikTok and Instagram and whatever social media application you use, well, say bye to your fame because officially you became nobody. Default settings, my boy. Now, you might be thinking that Linux servers can be easily replaced with Windows Server or what we call server migration. The server migration, my boy, isn't easy. And I know somebody in the comments already commented that, oh, this whole idea of Linux just disappearing is pointless. Why care about Linux when Windows can do the same thing and we can replace those Linux servers with Windows servers? Sorry to disappoint you, buddy, but that's not how it works. 90% of servers uses Linux, right? I said that before. Not because it's cool to have a Linux server, no, but because it's open source and cheaper, easy to maintain, and of course reliable, compared to Windows that is expensive, not reliable, and not easy to maintain. Now, talking about the migration side of things, if we wanted to dump Linux and move to Windows, then it will cost just a little bit of money. And when I say a little bit of money, it's not a little bit of money. That's not what I mean. It's like a lot of money. And I mean ranging from $5,000 to $100,000, depending on data volume and the strategy used to migrate the server from Linux to Windows. And around 40 hours to 80 hours of work for only 20 users. So if we wanted to migrate just TikTok users alone, it will take approximately 400 years. Yeah, you might didn't expect that, motherfucker. Huh, it's easy, right? It's fucking easy, you said. Nah, it's not. So, no wonder how long it will take to migrate all 1 million companies' servers all around this world. So, if you're one of those smart people that thought it will take only a bit of time, like couple days to fix things, and that's it's not a big deal, and that we can recover from Linux just disappearing, well, congrats. You're stupid. Well, I'm stupid too, but like you're stupider than me for thinking like that. Come on. Oh, so you answered my question now, huh? Yeah, why are you saying that? I have another question for you. Hey, chill, chill, chill. No. Okay, chill, relax, relax. Just one more question. Don't be scared. I said no. Leave me alone. What will happen if... That's it, I'm going to sleep, bro.